Welcome back to day 2 of the 30 days of drive-in exploitation cinema. And I got in 6 films today. First up was Jess Franco in Love Camp. This is a 70s women in prison type film, but it's more than just that. It's more than a woman in prison film. It's a lot more. There's a much more interesting storyline here. I'm probably going to hold off talking about this in detail because I want to do it on the Franco Fridays, but I really liked it. And it's definitely heavy on the nudity, full frontal nudity, a lot of close-up shots, the crotch shots and things, but it's not, Franco doesn't overdo the zoom lens in this one. And it's got an interesting storyline, so I think I'll talk about this one in more depth on Friday. But yeah, it was a good film. It's a full moon release. It's got a 40-minute interview with Franco where he talks about a lot of different topics, including to the Jack the Ripper film he did. So yeah, it was a good film. Next up is Neptune Factor. This is a 70s film that really had some interesting underwater photography. It's got an all-star cast. Ernest Borgnine and Walter Pidgeon is in this. Unfortunately, it was a little bit of a letdown because the menace of the undersea was basically the same kind of fish you'd see in a fish tank. I mean, it was pretty laughable, actually. But the build-up was good, and Ernest Borgnine is great in pretty much anything. This is a Kino release. It's got a bunch of special features. I give it a 5 out of 10. Next up was a double feature, which I've seen these numerous times. I just wanted to check out the picture quality, and that is Tentacles and Reptilicus. Now, Tentacles came out in the mid-70s, kind of trying to take advantage of the success of Jaws. What you have here is a octopus on the rampage. You got Bo Hopkins smoking a cigarette and acting like he's trying to act like somebody that knows the sea and the animals and is able to actually speak to killer whales and things. It's pretty hokey. You do get to see a big finale as the killer whales and the octopus doing battle, but it's a pretty fun time. Shelley Winters is in it. She's got an interesting part, and Henry Fonda's in this as well. Yeah, I mean, it's a drive-in, cheesy exploitation film from the 70s. Alongside of that is Reptilicus, which is a Swiss film made in 1960. Basically, it's a prehistoric dinosaur the remains of this dinosaur is found, and something happens in the lab where they don't keep the specimens at a certain temperature, and Reptilicus comes back and wreaks havoc in Switzerland. So yeah, it was pretty fun. Giant monster on the loose, but special effects are extremely hokey, not very good. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. This is a Shout Factory release. It does not have any special features beyond the trailer. But there's your internal artwork, and then there you go. So I did a little giant monster double feature there. All right. Next up, believe it or not, I've never seen this before, and that is I've been trying to collect the cannibal films, and this is Sacrifice, or The Man from Deep River, better known. This is Umberto Lenzi's. Really, most people consider this the first film to kickstart the cannibal film genre, Italian film genre. It stars Ivan Razumov as a blonde-haired, I guess he's kind of a reporter. He gets in trouble, accidentally commits a murder, and goes out into the jungle and gets caught by these natives that wreak havoc. Lots of rape, lots of mutilations. You even get a monkey's head that gets chopped off, but and his brains get eaten. They don't pull any punches on this one, and the first 45 minutes or so, it drags a little bit, but man, the last 40 minutes is pretty intense stuff. It really is. I liked it. It was pretty good. I mean, you got to be I don't know if anyone can ever say you're in the mood for cannibal film, but it was a good film, and Berta Lindsay did a good job on this. And this Raro video release is excellent. There's a 20-minute kind of documentary on the film, and then you've got a pretty nice booklet that goes into quite a bit of detail about Umberto Lindsay and the making of the film. So yeah, I would say that this was a 7 out of 10. Definitely worth having in your collection. And that is Sacrifice, or Man from Deep River. Well, let's see. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I finished off the viewing for the day with a spaghetti western. I got this Best of Spaghetti Westerns box set quite a long time ago. It's timeless release, and actually I can't bitch too much about this because it's got the kind of the trays, but it really, I mean, there's 2 films to a tray, but I mean, for the price I paid, I really can't complain too much about it. And it's not particularly, it's not super flimsy, but it's okay. Anyway, I watched the very first film, and that was with William Berger and his 6-barrel shotgun, and it's called A Room to Die. I also think it's also called A Noose for Django, but it's a 1960 film with William Berger playing a priest and a bounty hunter, and he ends up locking horns with Tony Stephan, who is more famous for some of his other films, like he was in some giallos and things. He's famous for his kind of like his deadpan wooden face, wooden expression. He's kind of like a poor man's Clint Eastwood, I guess. William Berger really stole the show in this one. I mean, you got to see this 6-barrel shotgun. It's awesome stuff. It's a good little spaghetti western. It falls a little flat, but ironically, because of the music. The music holds it back. And it's kind of the film is a great example of, in my opinion, how a film can succeed or fail predominantly due to the music. In this case, the music just dragged this film down. It was whoever did it. I don't remember who did the music for this, but it sounded like a Saturday cartoon music. Every time a character would make an entrance or a big dramatic moment, you'd get this laughable dun 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 dun. And towards the last 10 minutes, they did that dun 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 5 or 6 times, to the point where it's like, oh my God, I mean, who edited this thing? So yeah, that was a really good spaghetti western, great acting, good story that would completely drag down just because of the music. Probably one of the few instances where I know that just everything else in the film worked. The locations, the acting, but that one single thing, the music, brought it down and just plummeted it down. Other than that, I liked it. I still give it a 6 out of 10, but the music, it would have been a 7 out of 10 if they would just stripped the music out of that one. So, pretty decent day of drive-in exploitation cinema for day 2, and I will be back, and we'll watch some more throughout the week. Thanks for watching.